So here's some terrible hook that's supposed to make me look credible, and to catch your attention, here's a red arrow followed by a red circle. Ah, yes, you might have noticed, my Shure SM7B, which I totally bought because I researched microphones on my own, and it is totally plugged in. Did you also notice the instrument that I strategically placed in the corner so that I seem more relatable? Glad you did. Anyways, here's a massive artist that's completely unrelated that totally doesn't have the funding and budget of a major label to back them and finance all of their marketing decisions. But what if I told you that yes you could sign up for my 30-day slop course in which I tell you jack about all. So here's how you can use my 30-day regurgitated slop super ultra mega kush playlisting OG release plan for the year 2025 to land on every single playlist specifically for these two platforms, which have not paid me money in any way possible to tell you to go there. My opinion is completely unbiased. Ooh, $1. Now that I've sold you complete garbage, let me tug you nuts for the next 10 minutes and 2 seconds so I can maximize the monetization of selling slop in a pipe dream to musicians. What up? I'm the riff referee. You know what I love more than knowledge? Not gatekeeping. Oh, another instrument. Guess I'm twice as relatable. I am 6 times as relatable. Do you see this? Holy fuck. They're gonna buy this slop in a heartbeat. Little disclaimer. I don't have any affiliation to playlisting services. I've been offered to curate for them in the past, and I don't know. It's not me. I don't like it, so I'm not affiliated. Submit Hub and Playlist Push both seem to be that hot topic that YouTube marketing gurus seem to always point people towards. I spent $500 and got a perfect number of streams, and I'm definitely gonna make money on this video itself to recoup the losses. Time to put a thumbnail with a goofy face and red arrows for engagement.
Stop it. Get some help.
Hopefully you've landed here because you've watched every single YouTube video on, why insert playlist submission service is the absolute greatest and you need my one strategy now. I'm gonna be completely transparent with you. The videos that support one playlisting service over the other are most likely a brand deal or a little hush money under the table endorsement because money. So with that out of the way, I'm not going to go over any playlisting service. I'm not going to tell anybody about them. I'm not going to endorse them or anything else like that because I kind of think it's dumb. And I know what you're thinking. Bro, if I'm not using a playlist service, how do I do anything? Because every YouTube guru says I have to use them. Before the floodgates open, we're gonna go over one thing, and one thing only. No, it is not who is in Paris. I still don't know. It is the pitch. The reason that I'm gonna go over how to pitch first is because everything else that I'm gonna tell you is entirely useless if you don't take the principles and understanding of how to pitch to a curator, and instead you just go and speed through the video, figure out where I dropped the beans, and then just start blasting curators. Because that's about as useless as Braille on a vending machine. Yeah, dip. I know that it's B7, but how do they know they're Skittles? Think about it. Before I have you slanging heat like Nolan Ryan getting ready to have Tommy John surgery because your elbow's more blown out than your mom going around like a beach ball at a Green Day concert, I'm gonna go over all the ways to not pitch to a curator from the personal stash. Feed pics ain't free. First and foremost, playlist request.
Oh, brother.
Please add my song to your playlist. Thank you so much. Spotify link. Everything about this just screams copy paste. I don't give a shit about you or your playlist. I just think my music is the best thing on earth. Side note, it was not. It was AI slop. Oh my God, I could sell that. A 30-day AI ultra release plan built for OG Kush. Holy fuck. When this is thrown at me, it's just kind of like orangutans taking poop and throwing out a wall. Exhibit B, as in breakdown. You thought I was gonna say but. Metalcore playlist submission. Yes, I know it's a metalcore playlist submission. I own a metalcore playlist. Dear playlister, out of here, don't care about the rest. Number 3, I think, for your respective playlist. Again, dude, do the homework. I know that this is a copy-paste blast because you couldn't be bothered to put my playlist name in your email title. Single from Metalcore Act. Yes, I know you're a Metalcore Act for the 3rd time. That's how we got here. It blends all these buzzword adjectives that I don't really care about. Oh, and here's 3 bands that we sound like. Our latest single was mastered by whoever the hell. Email whatever the hell I'm on at this point. Hi, Dewey. Who the f is Dewey? I'm not Dewey. Are you Dewey? I don't know. Goodbye. So that you've seen what a bad pitch looks like, let's go over the 4 guidelines for what makes a pitch good. Number 1, keep your hands to yourself. Pitching to a curator is like making cold calls as a salesman. You don't want to just throw your product in their face. You want to pitch your music in a format that emphasizes their time, shows that you understand how playlisting works, and prioritizes making a connection with that person. Curators can receive anywhere from 10 to 100 emails a day. You want to make sure that you stand out by making it about them. Number 2, ask things and stuff. Here's the real kicker. Here's the first spill of the beans, and if you put that on toast, get out. Ask the curator and playlist owner how they operate and how their playlist works. Find out what's expected on both ends. Do they have any other playlists that you weren't aware of? Are they potentially a content creator? Well, why do I need to know how they operate? Don't they just put it up there? Shh, little secret, playlisting is a business. Say I have a playlist with 20,000 monthly listeners on it, and the average growth per artist put on that playlist is 1,500 monthly listeners and average about 50,000 streams. Now those numbers are a bit of a stretch, but let's think about it. The artist now just got paid for those streams. They're probably gonna land on even more playlists and generate even more revenue. It has to be mutually beneficial. It's kind of along the blurred lines of payola, but who cares? It's how the industry works. Number 3, work. Seriously, work. What do you mean by work, dog? Listen to their playlist. 99% of the people that pitch to me or other curators don't even take the time to do that. If you listen to their playlist and it's nowhere near your subgenre or genre of metal or music in general, you're not gonna be a good fit. So if you reach out to email them, it's a waste of time on both ends where you could have otherwise been in the corner with your boys. Last but not least, number 4, avoid filler/bull. What's an example of filler? Coming at you hot with this insane new record from the evil bong-ripping librarians, titled Mega Shark. Combines super fast-paced riffs and technical mastery in 4/4, breaching the sonic barrier and bringing audiences to their knees. Deborah, our drummer Skunk's mom, says that we sound like Parkway Drive mixed with Barbra Streisand if she was a Dayseeker with a hint of Suicide Silence, but Suicide Silence before Eddie did the I look like Stanley Yelnats? Am I supposed to dig through all this slop to figure out where I'm at?
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad! You keep digging!
What do I fill it with instead? You just fill it with stuff from their playlist. Why wouldn't you reference their playlist? If it's been added to the playlist, that must mean that they enjoyed it or liked it, right? Applying songs from their playlist within your pitch shows that you did their homework. You're not showing up like, hi Dewey. You actually listened to their playlist and determined that you would be a good fit. Do not tell them that you are a good fit. Don't tell them that you're a good fit.
Do not tell them that you are a good fit.
Curators are tired of every single band on earth having the mentality that they are the greatest thing on earth since Martha Stewart. You are looking for their opinion. You are not trying to opinionate them. Why is it so effective? They had to have listened to that song, made a decision, responded to the artist, corresponded between a few emails, and then probably had a financial transaction in between, which means that song is still fresh in their heads. They know that song. They don't know the evil bong ripping librarians, Third Door Down, Ultra Creed, Pull Me Higher album. The first step into formatting a proper pitch to a curator is to make it personal. Introduce yourself. Seriously, it's incredibly nice when I can put a name to an email or to a band. Curators don't feel bad for saying no to zero effort copy paste email blasts, but we would feel bad saying no or ignoring an email if we felt that we had created a connection with that person. However, I do feel bad for not taking Deborah, Skunk's mom, on that date to Applebee's. So this is going to be the shortest section of the video, but it's kind of the underlying foundation of how a pitch should be sent, but time is incredibly valuable. You want to ensure that the curator spends as little time as possible having to sift through everything and spends the most time listening to your music and deciding whether or not you're a good fit. So one of the best ways to minimize wasted time is to make use of YouTube's linking services. As we've been saying, a curator's time is valuable and you should be doing the work for them. Sick, dude. Let's put that to use. So sit down with either yourself or your band and find the section in the song that is the most impactful, which you think is the best. Now write down the timestamp of that song section. Go to your song on YouTube, and if it's not there, upload it as private. This will still work. Immediately pause the video where you think it is the best section of the song. Go back about 10 seconds before the main focal point. Click the little share icon next to the like and dislike bar. Then watch this one. You see that itty bitty square at the bottom that says start at? Click that. Hot diggity damn. Look at that. You now have a link that will take the curator directly to the best part of your song, and they don't have to sit there and scrub through it. Sick, dude. Now you have a link that's longer than a CVS receipt, and all I got was toothpaste and flowers for Skunk's mom. Why does it have to be longer than a line at the DMV? Psst, that was a segue to the next section. I'm bad at context clues. users. Now, the last step that I have is to embed your links. Now, I know a long link is about like 3.5 inches. They're perfectly adequate. Some would say too big, but we're gonna make them a little bit smaller. We're gonna talk about embedding your links. The main benefit of doing this is that you can embed the link in the actual context of your email rather than having, here's our stuff, super long link, here's our other stuff, super long link, here's the thing we're actually talking about, super long link. Enjoy making the decision. So let's take everything that we've learned about making a pitch and apply it to the email template, which you can get in the description for completely free because gatekeeping. So starting at the top, subject, playlist inquiry for playlist name. From the subject alone, the curator knows that you're interested in working with them. You understand that a lot of playlisting is transactional and that you are here to do business. And you took the time to research their playlist name and put it in there. Perfect. Let's make it personal. We'll start off with, hey, that's pretty easy. I'm your name here. I handle all the outreach for my band name. Now I know exactly who you are and who your band is. Let's get a little bit further down the line here. We're looking to get an idea of where to allocate our marketing budget for our upcoming / current release name. Now I know that you understand how playlisting works. You are taking the time to allocate your budget and you mean business. But remember how I said ask things and stuff? Here's the big ask. Ready? We would love more information on how you operate your playlist and if you curate any others. Boom, dude. You just ask things and stuff. Sick, man. All right, now let's apply things from their playlist so that they know that we did the homework. Listening through your playlist, we noticed that our song is similar to these 3 songs. The curator already placed those songs to know what they sound like. They've had to have liked them enough to put them on the playlist, and now they can associate and predict what your sound is going to be like based upon the 3 songs that they know. Now, you didn't include who Deborah thinks you sound like. Love Deborah. But again, we're not saying that we're a good fit. We're gonna let them come to that decision. Now, everybody loves 2-for-1 specials, so I'm gonna offer you one. Embedding your link and prioritizing the time of a curator. We understand that your time is valuable, so here's a direct link to the focal point of our song. You didn't have to put a giant long link anywhere else. I knew exactly what you were talking about, and the fact that I have a direct link to the focal point of your song means, hey, you actually value my time, so all I have to do is click this and hear what you guys think is the best part of your song. If you'd like to check out release name or our discography on Spotify, you can do so by clicking on it. If I want to go look at the rest of you guys, I have a link to your release on Spotify so you can check your streams and numbers. I have a link to your artist page so I'm not clicking around, which kind of a little bit redundant, but hey, you make the decisions for them, their lives get easier. Hope to hear back from you soon. Your name here. That's it. It's literally that easy. I promise. From that email, this is what the curator knows. By the subject line alone, you are interested in working with them for placement. They know who you are and they can respond to you by name. You've just made a connection with this person. What band you're in and which one you represent, the name of the release that you're looking to playlist, that you're interested in how they operate, and that you have a budget in mind for all of your marketing. You listened to their playlist. Value their time by including a snippet of the focal point of their song with a direct link. You care about your presentation because you took the time to embed your links and have everything be clear and concise. Small reminder here, do not actually make the bold sections of the template bold and uppercase. Fill it in with your actual information. I feel like it's a little bit redundant to not do that, but you never know. All right, now everybody's favorite part where I piss off all the music marketing gurus and actually give you the sauce.
I really hate to be the dude that fucks with us. You think?
This might end bad. No little secret, dude. I saved this part for the end so that you would understand how to pitch before doing this. So let's do this together really quick. We're gonna take and we're gonna go over here and we're gonna open up Spotify. We're gonna go into the search bar. We're gonna type metalcore, or whatever your genre is, at Gmail. Hit enter, click on playlist. Isn't that insane? Every single playlist that pops up now has an @Gmail address in the description that you could submit your music to.
My bad, pimp.
Little editor's note, if you just type in your genre space @, it'll populate any other playlists that don't fall underneath the criteria of what domain you've requested to find them at. I've found that doing @ on its own first and then going through the different domain types is incredibly helpful. Sometimes they'll populate in one and not populate in the other, so it just gives you more options for reaching out to playlists. No need for playlist push, no need for submit hub or anything else. It doesn't cost you any money to send these guys an email. But hey, like what if they don't have Gmail? That's sick, dude. Type in @Yahoo, hit enter. Spotify just repopulated the playlist and they all have @Yahoo in their description for playlist submission. What if you don't make metalcore? You make deathcore? Well, sick, dude. Let's apply the exact same technique to deathcore. So we're just gonna do deathcore @Gmail. Hit enter. Wouldn't you know, dude? There's even more playlists that have email submissions in them ready to go. Again, you're not spending money to pitch this to the curator. You didn't spend money to be told no. It's free. Seriously. It's free. So yeah, that's it. I hope this has been helpful to anybody that needs it. I think we're all tired of so-called experts telling you that they have a perfect 30-day release strategy or how to land on every playlist. And then when it comes down to actually talking about how to get noticed, how to get growth for your band in other places, they kind of just skimp out on it. Saw a video the other day when I was skimming through those types of videos to make the intro, and it was like industry connections, and it was all of 18 seconds long, and the dude just wrote down radio and labels. And I was like, really? That's as far as you took it? You know, nothing about playlisting, nothing about reaching out to influencers. It was all super old techniques that were probably used in the 90s when CD sales were actually there because you wanted to push CDs. I just don't think that that is realistic, and I don't believe in selling musicians a pipe dream because it's hard out here. So yeah, appreciate you taking the time to spend time with me. If you've come over from my short form content, I greatly appreciate you being here. It means the world to have people follow me from one platform to another and support what I do creatively and with bands and with music and with business. So I appreciate you. I don't know what I'm gonna post next. Actually, I do know exactly what I'm posting next, but have a good one.